Hi and welcome. You know, I thought today we might do something a little different on our tune-up day, and I'd show you some of the tools that I'm actually using in making the guitars and some of the things that we need in case you really are seriously, and I hope you are, seriously thinking of making a guitar. There's some equipment you're going to need to buy and have to have on hand in order to be able to facilitate. And it depends too how much of an investment you want to make, which is determined by how many guitars do you want to make. So let me show you some of the things that I've got right here in the cabinet. In this cabinet, I have a router, which you can see on the upper area here, and there's nothing magnificent about looking at a router. It's a router. These are bearings that I use with the router, and there's the bit, and you can see there are wheels on here. That's what these are, which determine how thick or how thin the binding will be, or the purfling running around the top of the guitar. And so you need these in various sizes, determining on what you're going to do and the way you're going to make your guitar and how pretty it's going to look. You're looking at, I don't know what this is, I don't remember. I think it's about $130 in total for a whole bunch of wheels. Like, come on, guys, really? That much money for, forget it. Don't even think about it. Also up here, I have something else. This will remind you of your visit to the dentist. I have a whole bunch of tiny drills. Look at that little puppy. Like, these are 1/64th of an inch, 1/32nd of an inch. And that's to allow me to do very small inlay work. It allows the shell around the sound hole on the guitar, those kinds of things. And so they come in very handy. And because I'm getting older, and one of the things that happens when you get older, to get ready for this, you may not want to have a cup of tea in your hand right now, but this is what we do. We put this on, we tighten this up at the back, and now we've got everything magnified, and we can get down there and do little wee bits of work. But this one on the side here, you should be able to see some lights running around. It has a battery built in to light up my work, which is really crazy. But you need one of these if you're going to do really fine guitar work. So I have that sitting up in here as well. Now, one of the important things in this cupboard is the mask. And this is the dust mask. This puppy has finally broken, and I've got to go and get new parts to see if I can save this thing. If I can't, this gets thrown in the trash, and I'm going to buy a new one. In the meantime, I have other masks here and refills in order to make sure that I'm getting proper respiration here and I'm not breathing in a whole bunch of sawdust. And sawdust in a guitar shop is a problem because it's so fine. It's not like going to the beach where you've got grains of sand. That is so coarse compared to the sawdust. The sawdust here coming off the guitars and the backs of the guitars, it's a lot like flour. It's really something to get a hold of. Now over here I have a whole bunch of glue. This is my Tight Bond glue. I've got some fish glue here, and I use that for certain applications. This takes a lot longer to set and to dry than this glue does, and that's needed. Up here I have a bottle of lemon oil for polishing the frets and the fretboard, to keep the moisture in the fretboard. And these are just some springs, as you can see. So that's kind of boring. Over here, of course, I have a whole bunch of different gloves, which my wife likes to steal from time to time when she's doing some work like painting, and you know, we got things that need to be painted, so get some gloves and your hands stay nice and soft, and they also don't get messed up with any of the turpentine that you clean the brushes with, or the water, or whatever you do. I don't know anymore. So that's a little bit of what's in there. Now, I'm going to show you some of these jigs here on the wall and what we've got, because you've seen them. This jig is used to put the hole in the top of the guitar where the truss rod will come through, so it can be adjusted from the inside, and the fingerboard will sit flat on top of it. These are, we saw this the other day, these are simply templates, guides. These are some of the guides that are needed here, this one, and this one, and this one, all for doing the bridge on the guitar. So that has to be there. This is simply a cutoff. These are cauls. A caul is nothing more than a piece of wood that you clamp on either side of something that you're gluing, so that your clamps don't dig into the glue. And they, oh, this is so bad. They call it a caul, C-A-U-L. Okay. This is a smoothing plane. I use this one a lot. It's really heavy, very sharp. I keep that sharp as a razor, because otherwise you just don't get it nice and smooth. And then over here we have some other planes, a jack plane that if I have to take a lot of meat off something, this one will work fine. And then these are bench planes that I use. This here is for my hearing, so I can do this and plug it to protect my hearing. And I also have over-the-ear earmuff hearing guides that protect me. Obviously, I have some rulers here, rulers here. I have a level, which, believe it or not, you use quite a bit in the kind of work that we're doing. And this is one of my favorite tools. You've seen me using this one already. This is from Lee Valley. This little angle iron is great because you can draw and get things going right around in a circle when you're drawing around a block of wood. That works so well. And then I have smaller ones. This is what we've already used on the back of the guitar with the strip. This is a hollowed out. Remember using your wife's rolling pin? I still think that's a good idea. Anyway, you can use that, and that works great. Obviously, hand planes here. Down in this area, let me just re-angle this for you. You see my jointer. The blade here spins, and it spins pretty fast, so the wood is obviously coming through here like that. Now, I've got a little story for you. I had a friend of mine teaching in a high school, and he was teaching woodshop, and he told me that on one occasion what happened was there was a lady that was in the woodworking class at night, and he explained how to use the jointer, and then they were moving on to something else, and she turned on the jointer. She then took her hand and she moved the guard that you just saw me pull back there with that was red, and she dipped her fingers in there. And needless to say, she doesn't have to worry about a manicure anymore, because her fingers are very nicely edged all across here, because she cut the tips off all her fingers. I don't know what would possess anybody to do that. I guess you're just mesmerized by the machine or whatever it is. It's crazy. So in a woodworking shop, you have to be really careful, and you don't do things like that. Now, I've got so much equipment here that I think we should call it quits for today and call this part 1, and we can do part 2, because I've got jigs to show you. I haven't even got into what we've got in the drawers or anything of that nature for you at this point. But we have come to that time. We've come to the time where I ask you to subscribe, and I ask you if you'd be kind enough to pass this on to somebody that you know who plays guitar or works in a music store, or friends of yours or your parents, and encouraging them. I've been writing a lot in the community section in the last little while, so if you want a little bit of encouragement, I hope it's encouraging anyway, you can go to that section on the site and take a look at it, and hopefully it'll be meaningful to you, and if you like it, then let me know, and I'll continue doing that. I'm going to put some links down below here for you for my email and for my Instagram. I thought I had about 1,000 pictures on Instagram. Oh my goodness, how could I have missed it? It's closer to 1,500 pictures of the various stages of guitar builds and some of the guitars I've done over the years. So you may want to have a look at that. And I don't know, what do you do there? You follow. You may want to follow me on Instagram. Who knows? Whatever it is. Thank you. You know, I'm really encouraged by your comments, and you've been just so great at commenting, and I try to get back to all of you. I see frequent names coming up, and I really, really appreciate your support and your kindness to me. Thank you very much. So that is it for me today. And so at this point, no, I'm not going to do the fireworks thing, because that goes off in my head all the time anyway. You don't need to see that again. But this is some really nice English breakfast tea. People keep asking me how I make it. This one is a decaf. I put milk in it. And today I made it kind of bulletproof, but not totally. I didn't put the MCT oil in it, but I did add just a little bit, are you sitting down, of butter. And oh, it just flows down that throat so nicely. This is for you. Oh, you know what? That is so good. It makes me want to go up and get a spoonful of butter. No, that's a spoonful of honey makes the medicine go down. Right. All right, so I had the song wrong. But anyway, enjoy your English breakfast tea. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on our next video. I'm out of here. Bye for now.